Hello, beautiful people. I'm DJ, and welcome back to my channel. I got a new mic. Check, check, check. Can you hear all of you all in the backside, back benches? I don't know. I will be blabbering on about a book that I read recently, or listened to more accurately, on an audio that is called Butter by Asako Yuzuki. And I didn't think that I would be talking about the book. Even though I gave it a 5 star, and it is probably one of the best books that I've read in a long time. It is a story about a woman who thoroughly enjoys food, and she's behind the real deal. She hates margarine, but there is a twist. She is an accused, and uh, maybe a serial killer. She is a person who has falsely kind of represented herself on dating and on a dating website where people go to find somebody to get married to. It's like, again, the whole story happens in Tokyo, Japan, and she is just a random woman, and by the Japanese society standard, she is not even beautiful, and she has managed multiple to fool multiple men into thinking that she is the perfect life partner for them. And you get to see the Japanese society and the prevalent misogyny full on display, and the author critiques it in so many different ways. It's just brilliant. I didn't think I would make video about that just yet, because I have already ordered a physical paperback copy, but it hasn't arrived yet, and it is not going to arrive until maybe the beginning of May. And I am kind of thinking about making a reading vlog when I get my hands on the paperback, because I enjoyed listening to the audiobook of this book so much that I don't think I have felt that before, but I have this desire to read it again on paperback. And I thought, why not do it? So I ordered it, and it will arrive around the first week of May. So maybe I will make a reading vlog about the book, and maybe I'll cook something in between, and it's like it goes with the theme. So the peculiar thing about this person called Manako Kaji, who is accused of murdering 3 men and fooling these people into thinking that she's going to marry them, but she is just a person who's like conning them. And these people have died in suspicious ways, like somebody drowned in their bathtub, somebody took too many pills or something like that. And one thing in common between all of them is that the last person they saw, or maybe one of the last people that they saw, was Manako Kaji. And Manako Kaji is an interesting character, let me tell you. She is in a jail, or a kind of a prison, and she is still kind of not ready to give up on her hopes and dreams of sometime finding a good man to marry and have children with. And she is very orthodox in her way of thinking, that she thinks that a woman's job is to cook for her man and nurture her man to take care of a man, because men apparently cannot do anything and they cannot take care of themselves. And enter Rika. Rika is a journalist who works for a tabloid sort of thing, but a tabloid for older men. I don't know, like a middle-aged uncle men kind of thing. And they write a lot about political scandals and stuff. And they hardly have any female readership, but she works there, and she's kind of in the boys club. She's struggling with the work environment, and it's really hard work. But she decides to get a scoop on Manakaji. She wants to get an interview with Manako Kaji, whose name is shortened as Manakaji. Like a lot of Japanese names get shortened up. Like, have you heard about Marie Kondo, the person who wrote the book and who has the Netflix show about the magical art of Japanese art of tidying up? And her name is also shortened to Kommari, Kondomari. Uh, Kommari. And the method of her tidying up is called Kommari Mesodo. It's really fascinating. It's not fascinating really, it's just like thing that Japanese people do, in like they shorten the name of these people. So Manako Kaji is shortened into Kajimana, kind of sounds kawaii, but she's not kawaii apparently, because she is a whopping 70 kilos. I mean, for Japanese people, I think 70 kilo is overweight, and she's really questioned by the society why is she so overweight, and it's just triggering in the beginning, like when you hear how normal they think is it is to talk about other people's weight, like casually mention that you put on some weight, have you become a little plump these past few days or weeks, or have you lost a lot of weight? I mean, it's a little bit insensitive if I have to say how I feel about it, but in Japanese culture, it's apparently fine. And so this person is accused of killing these people. They haven't uh, gotten to a conclusion yet. She hasn't been proven guilty or innocent yet, but Rika is trying to get her to talk to her in an exclusive interview when Manako Kaji is not ready to talk to the press. She has not talked to any of the interviewers that they had sent requests to. But one day Rika has gone to her college best friend's house. The college friend is called Reiko, and they have been really good friends since they were really young. And Reiko is married to Ryosuke, and they are a really ideal couple living in a nice area, suburban area, where Rika finds it's really weird because she didn't think Reiko would move away from the city, from her, and in this sort of like domestic heaven. But Reiko wants the domestic heaven. She wants children, but they are kind of struggling with that. And Reiko, who used to be like a PR professional kind of thing, and PR professional, and worked for a film company or some production company, filming production company, who has quit her job just to become a mother and like take care of her future children. So she's having lunch with these two, and Rika tells her Reiko about how she's thinking about getting Manakaji to talk to her, but she is not accepting any visitors in the prison. And Reiko just mentions that wasn't there some thing that was written in the newspaper about Manako Kaji making some beef stew or beef. I don't know what that is. That French word is called. Manako Kaji is like a very religious cooking student. Like she has gone to this French cooking school called Salon de Miyuko, or some Japanese woman who's called Miyuko, or other name of hers is called Madame. It's really funny. And she's a madame who tells these women to cook, and Manako Kaji used to be her student, and she learned this beef stew from her, and she made it for one of the men who has ended up dying. And this person, beef bourguignon, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that thing, he mistakes it for the Japanese style, or Japanese Western style. It's very confusing. Western style but Japanized thing called beef stew in Japan. And it had some kind of controversy about whether it was the French recipe or the Japanese recipe that she followed, and how she was angry that this man thought that she had made the Japanese version, but she actually was sticking to the real deal, the French cuisine, and she was like really purist. Where does this butter thing come? All of it is apparently Japan has a shortage of butter in that time, when the book is started, and people are having to resort to cooking with margarine or something, with a mixture of margarine and butter. And Manako Kaji, when one of the first few words that she utters when she meets with Rika is, two of the things that I hate most are margarine and feminists. And that is such an iconic line. I mean, let me make it clear, I do not eat butter. I am vegan. I have eaten butter before in the past, but in few years I haven't eaten any butter. But the obsession that she has with food and butter, and the way, the sensuous way, it almost like food porny way in which she describes all the food that she's cooking and eating. And then Rika goes on to go and do the similar food porny description stuff. So Reiko had suggested Rika to ask Manako Kaji for a recipe to that infamous beef stew, over which she had some sort of hubbub in the media. I don't know why the tabloids make a big deal out of anything, but the beef stew apparently was a big deal. And Reiko was like, the easiest way to get somebody to talk to who likes cooking is to ask them for a recipe. But she didn't say it to somebody. She just says a woman. Like, so misogynistic. Like, it's like a woman always. Like, if you want to get a woman who likes cooking to talk to you, ask her for the recipe. uh, Gender stereotyping, but that's the whole point about this story. And Rika ends up asking Manako Kaji for the recipe, and voila, Manako Kaji is ready to talk to her, but not to give her the exclusive interview that she wants. She wants to manipulate Rika. Then through Rika, somehow she gets her claws onto Reiko, and Rika and Reiko try to go on this adventure to figure out what the hell it is that Manako Kaji wants them to do, and what, like, did she really kill these people? And through which they join this Miyuko's cooking school, Salon de Miyuko, and they, like, Rika, who is very slim and takes care of her figure, starts enjoying pure butter, like Manako Kaji tells her to do. And Manako Kaji does instruct her to eat a bunch of things and so that she could describe them to Manako Kaji, who is not allowed to bring outside food in the prison and eat it. And she, like, wants to vicariously enjoy the feeling of eating these different things that Manako Kaji wants to eat through Rika. It's so fascinating, and all the descriptions of these sensuous, like, dishes that they make. One of the simplest thing that she asks her to make is just hot rice, freshly made rice with some cold butter and some soy sauce. And I have had that before. Like, when I was not vegan few years ago, I have had that, and it tastes really good actually. And Rika, who has deprived herself from eating any fatty foods because she wants to maintain her figure and doesn't want to give the impression to people in her profession or in her personal life that she has let herself go, and who doesn't somebody who doesn't have any self control. She hasn't had this kind of fatty food, but once she gets the taste for the butter, she gets hooked and she keeps eating. And Manako Kaji kind of manipulates her a lot. And Rika and Reiko try to figure out things from their past as well, that they are struggling with while trying to solve this case, or while trying to get the scoop on Manako Kaji. It's a really interesting story, and I will talk more about it. This was very random and very haphazard, but when I read the book, actually, I will maybe make a blog and, like, tell you a little bit more about the book. Have you read the book? Do you think you will read it? Are you interested in it? Please let me know if you are interested in it, or if you have already read it. How did you like it? And like, put it in the comments. I would love to have a chat with you if you have already read it. And that's it for now. I will see you in my next video. For now, take care. Bye bye.